The journey of a chosen one is not an easy one. It is a path filled with solitude, misunderstanding, and at times, deep loneliness. You may have asked yourself why it seems so difficult to keep friends, why relationships feel impossible, or why people drift away from you without explanation. The truth is, chosen ones carry a unique energy that others often struggle to understand or handle. You are different. You see the world differently. You move through life in a way that challenges the very foundation of how most people think, live, and interact. And because of that, you are often left standing alone. In this video, we will break down 7 key reasons why chosen ones find themselves without friends or relationships, why the world seems to reject those who walk in light, and why isolation is often the price of authenticity. But remember, while this path may feel lonely, it is not without purpose. By the end of this video, you will see why your solitude is actually your greatest strength. Let's begin. Reason number 1. You carry a light that others fear. There is something about you, something intangible, something powerful. You may not always notice it, but others do. The energy you radiate is different. It is pure, authentic, and intense. And for some people, that is terrifying. Most individuals walk through life hiding parts of themselves. They bury their insecurities, mask their fears, and build walls around their true nature. They craft illusions, pretending to be something they are not, whether to protect themselves, fit in, or avoid facing their own truths. But you see through it. Without trying, without even meaning to, you expose what others desperately want to keep hidden. When you are around people who live in deception, whether they are lying to others or to themselves, your very presence becomes uncomfortable for them. They may feel uneasy, anxious, or even irritated by you, even if you've done nothing wrong. You don't need to call them out. You don't need to say a word. The energy you carry is enough to make them feel seen, and for many people, that is something they simply cannot handle. And so, they push you away. It's not because you are unworthy of friendship or love. It's not because there is anything wrong with you. It's because the truth you embody is something they are not ready to face. Have you ever noticed how people seem drawn to you at first, only to distance themselves later? This is why. They are attracted to your light, but when they realize they can't hide their darkness around you, they retreat. This can be painful. It can feel like rejection, like something is wrong with you. But it's not about you at all. It's about them. Understand this, not everyone is ready for the light you carry. Not everyone can handle being seen for who they truly are. And that is why you often find yourself alone. Reason number 2, your vibration is too high for many to handle. Energy is real. Vibrations are real. Every person operates at a certain frequency, and while some resonate at a higher level of awareness, others remain stuck in lower states of being. Chosen ones naturally vibrate at a higher frequency. This is not a matter of arrogance, it is a matter of spiritual alignment. Your thoughts, your emotions, and your presence operate on a different level than most people. And that creates a divide. Most people live in a state of distraction. They engage in surface-level conversations, chase after material pleasures, and avoid anything that forces them to go deeper into themselves. But you crave more. You seek depth, truth, purpose. This makes it difficult for you to connect with people on a casual level. You don't enjoy meaningless small talk. You don't thrive in shallow friendships. You need something real, something that stimulates your mind and soul. And unfortunately, the majority of people are not looking for that. This is why conversations with others often feel draining. This is why you might feel like an outsider in social situations. The things that excite most people bore you, and the things that interest you seem too deep for them. It is not that you are incapable of connection, it is that your level of connection is rare. You may have noticed that when you do meet someone who resonates with you, the connection is instant. It feels natural, powerful, as if you have known them forever. But those people are few and far between. Most of the time, you will find yourself in spaces where no one truly understands you. And so, instead of forcing shallow connections, you choose solitude. It is not that you don't want companionship. It is that you refuse to settle for something that does not feed your soul. And that is why, more often than not, you walk alone. Reason number 3: you can't tolerate fake connections. In a world that thrives on illusion, authenticity is rare. Most relationships today are built on convenience, not genuine connection. Friendships are formed based on social benefits, not true loyalty. Love is pursued for status, security, or superficial attraction, not deep emotional bonding. But you see through all of it. You cannot force yourself to engage in relationships that lack substance. You cannot pretend to enjoy interactions that feel empty. You cannot betray yourself just to fit in. And so you don't. This makes you different. It makes you stand out. And it makes people uncomfortable. Because most people are willing to play the game. They are willing to put on a mask, say what others want to hear, and maintain connections that serve no real purpose. But you refuse to engage in anything that does not resonate with your soul. You crave depth. You crave honesty. You crave connections that mean something. And when you do not find that, you would rather be alone. This is why your circle is small. This is why relationships feel nearly impossible. This is why you often feel disconnected from the world around you. It is not because you are incapable of love or friendship. It is because you know what real connection looks like, and you refuse to accept anything less. This can be a lonely road, but it is also a powerful one. Because when you do find the right people, the right relationships, they will be real. They will be meaningful. They will be worth the wait. Until then, you will continue walking alone. Not because you are unworthy of companionship, but because you refuse to settle for anything that is not aligned with your soul's truth. The journey of a chosen one is not about fitting in. It is about becoming who you were meant to be. And sometimes, that means standing alone. But do not mistake solitude for loneliness. Your isolation is not a curse, it is preparation. It is shaping you, refining you, and guiding you towards something far greater than you can imagine. Do not fear the loneliness. Embrace it. Because one day, you will look back and realize, it was necessary. It was never about being alone. It was about finding those who truly belong in your life. And until they arrive, you walk this path as you always have, in strength, in truth, and in light. Reason number 4: you are a threat to the status quo. The world operates on a system of conformity. Most people follow routines, believe what they are told, and accept the limitations placed upon them without question. Society rewards those who fit in, who do not challenge authority, who do not seek to disrupt the established order. But you are different. You question everything. You refuse to accept lies. You see through the illusion. You challenge the narratives that keep people trapped in mediocrity, fear, and ignorance. And that makes you a threat. People fear what they do not understand. They resist anything that shakes the foundation of their beliefs. When you speak, you make them question things they have blindly followed for years. When you act, you defy the expectations that have been placed upon you. This does not make you popular. It makes you an outlier. A disruptor. Someone who does not follow the rules of the world, but instead, walks their own path. This is why you are often left out. Why you are ignored, criticized, or even ridiculed. Not because you are wrong, but because you are right. The truth is uncomfortable. It forces people to confront things they would rather ignore. And so, instead of engaging with you, they reject you. It is easier for them to turn away than to face the reality you represent. This happens in friendships, in relationships, in workplaces, in families. Wherever you go, your presence challenges people, whether you intend to or not. You do not belong in a system that was designed to keep people asleep. And so, you walk alone. Not because you want to, but because you refuse to dim your light just to make others comfortable. Reason number 5: you refuse to settle for less than you deserve. In a world where most people are willing to accept whatever they can get, be it in friendships, relationships, or opportunities, you stand apart. You do not chase connections just to avoid loneliness. You do not enter relationships just for the sake of having someone. You do not lower your standards just to fit in. You know your worth. And because of that, you refuse to settle. This is something most people do not understand. They think that because you are alone, you must be desperate. That you must be longing for companionship so badly that you will take anyone who comes along. But you don't. You would rather wait for the right people than waste time with the wrong ones. You would rather be in solitude than surround yourself with those who do not truly understand you. This is not arrogance. It is self-respect. You have seen what happens when people settle for less. You have watched as they enter relationships that drain them, friendships that betray them, and situations that hold them back. You know you were meant for more. And so, you are willing to endure the loneliness. You are willing to walk alone for as long as it takes. Because you know that when the right people come into your life, they will be worth every moment of solitude. Until then, you remain patient. Because you would rather be alone than compromise who you are. Reason number 6, you're often misunderstood. Being different is not easy. When you think differently, speak differently, and see the world in a way that most do not, you will be misunderstood. People will label you as difficult. They will say you are too much, that you think too deeply, that you take life too seriously. But what they do not realize is that you are simply being yourself. Your mind does not operate on the same level as others. You see patterns, connections, and truths that most overlook. You feel things more deeply, experience life in a way that is richer, more profound. And because of that, people do not always know how to relate to you. Conversations that excite them bore you. Topics that you find meaningful seem unimportant to them. You live in a world of depth, while most are content with the surface. This makes interactions exhausting. You do not want to force yourself to be normal, just to make others comfortable. You do not want to hide your true nature just to fit in. And so you don't. But because of this, you are often left feeling like an outsider. Like no one truly understands you. It can be painful, but it is also proof that you are meant for something greater. Because the ones who are misunderstood are always the ones who change the world. Reason number 7, you are on a different path. The most important thing to understand is this: you are not meant for an ordinary life. Many are called, but few are chosen. You were not put here to blend in. You were not put here to follow the same path as everyone else. You were put here to do something different, something extraordinary. This means that your journey will not look like anyone else's. It means that while others are forming shallow connections, you are waiting for something real. While others are distracting themselves with meaningless entertainment, you are seeking knowledge and growth. While others are content with the ordinary, you are striving for the extraordinary. This path is not easy. It requires sacrifice. It requires solitude. But it also leads to something greater than you can imagine. One day, you will look back and realize that every moment of loneliness, every period of isolation, every friend who left, every relationship that never happened, it was all part of your journey. You were being prepared for something bigger. You were not rejected. You were being redirected. Toward the life you were meant to live. Toward the people who will truly understand you. Toward the purpose that will make every moment of loneliness worth it. Final thoughts: embrace your path. Being alone does not mean you are broken. It does not mean you are unworthy of love or friendship. It means you are on a path that few are strong enough to walk. It means that you are becoming the person you were always meant to be. Yes, the journey of a chosen one is often lonely. But do not mistake solitude for weakness. Your isolation is not a punishment. It is preparation. Because when the right people come into your life, people who see you, understand you, and walk beside you in truth, it will all make sense. Until then, keep walking. Keep growing. Keep shining your light, no matter how many people turn away. Because one day, you will find the ones who were meant to walk with you. And in that moment, you will realize, you were never truly alone. You were simply waiting for those who were ready to stand in the light with you.